So I just got myself another bike, and this one's supposed to be pretty fast right from the factory. And it's quite different from all the other bikes that we've had on this channel because it's not another dirt bike that I'm eventually going to turn into a supermoto. This one's a drag bike. So full disclosure, I've actually ridden one of these bikes before. I went to Burromax back in November to check out their full bike lineup. So I rode everything from the small TT series and up to the HR series, which are their 52 volt bikes. And then of course the XR series, which is what this is. This is an XRA, which is the street version. They also have a XRB, which is the dirt track version of this. The XRA is their fastest model available. It goes over 62 miles per hour right from the factory. It's also got the longest wheelbase. The swing arm is so long. I thought it would be a perfect platform to build something crazy on in the near future. But while I was at their facility, I had them put one of these on the dyno just so I could see on a graph what these things actually put out. And one of the owners, Ken, even hooked up a Bluetooth dongle to the stock controller so he can make some tune changes, just so he can show me a little bit more about what the stock components are capable of. So I'm super psyched for this project. And here's how the XRA comes right out of the box, partially assembled with the rear shock disconnected. And here's everything else that comes in the package. Got the front wheel with a 180 millimeter disc brake rotor. It's 10 by 3.5 inch street tires on there, front and rear, same size, a little bigger than what you see on the Razors. And these are DOT rated. Front and rear fenders, has a nice carbon fiber pattern to it. They do offer body kits as well if you want to change up the look on your XR series. They offer a couple different colors on their website. This is a 84 volt max output charger, so it's a 72 volt bike. And this one's a 10 amp charger, which is nice to see because a lot of the Chinese pit bikes that I was reviewing recently come with 3 to 5 amp chargers. Comes with some decals, user manual, toolkit, foot pegs, and the braces for the foot peg brackets, hardware for that, handlebar mounts and hardware, front axle. I believe the sleeve and bolt is for the rear shock, and then some zip ties. So the bike already comes with a set of bar mounts installed, but they give you this option to install these on if you want a slightly higher rise and push the bar forward, which I would think would work out better for larger riders, but luckily I'm a tiny 5'8" guy, so I'm gonna try these first. It's a good idea to add a little bit of lithium grease or bearing grease on the axle shaft, but I don't have any here, so I'll have to add that next time. I'm having a little bit of trouble lining up the rotor. I might have to take the caliper back off, put the wheel on, then put the caliper on. Suspension on this is pretty plush. The XRA that I rode at their facility didn't even have a rear shock on there. It had the rear drag bar set up, and it had like a solid link on the rear swing arm. So it feels completely different from this one. But you know what? After sitting on this, I think I am gonna be a little bit more comfortable with the bar forward just a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and swap the bar mounts out. I also like how they just leave this 4-pin connector hanging out on the top side of the frame like this. Kind of teasing me to just plug in a Bluetooth dongle and start connecting to the controller to change the tune settings. But we're not going to be doing that today. Maybe. I saw that Burromax also has a smaller headlight option. It's like a light bar that mounts up here. I might end up getting one of those eventually. I kind of just want to run bare frame with an ODI front number plate and a light bar. Maybe the drag bar. I think that would look super dope. Yeah, it feels so much better. Select proper sport setting. This bike is set in the normal mode. To change this setting, see owner's manual. So from the factory, these bikes come locked with only modes 1 and 2 available, just to make it a little bit safer for newer riders. So if you key on, this is the mode switching button right here. There's only modes 1 and 2 available. The bike comes with this key that you must insert in a hole on the left side cover, and it looks like an Allen bolt. You just put it in right here, take it back out, and it unlocks mode 3. There's also this other hole up top that turns the lights on. The Burromax lighting is super bright at night and definitely stands out. Also good for safety, for visibility reasons. So this is actually going to be my first time riding one of these in completely stock configuration. I've ridden an XRA before, back when we went to the Burromax warehouse in St. Louis or St. Charles, but it was set up with the drag bar and the drag link, so it's going to ride completely different from how a stock XRA. So I'm excited to see how it rides in factory configuration. We're going to be riding with my buddy Elmer with his Razor RSF650, which has been modified. This one is a 72 volt. What do you have on here? Powerful lithium, 72 volt?
72 volt, the 11 kilowatt extreme kit that you can just buy from Electro & Co.
So this is an 11 kilowatt setup on a tiny Razor. I've ridden this bike before and it goes about 60 miles per hour. And our XRA is completely stock, which is rated 10.5 kilowatts peak output.
Plus.
Hi.
Is possible to help it for me, please? I mean, no need cash, no need money. Me the moment no have food for my kids. Me have to. I know what they want, man.
What did you need?
Me need to buy me something food.
Food?
Yeah.
For your kids? Get your kids something.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a great day. That threw me off a little bit, but anyway, back to it. Well, this is going to be perfect because I'm trying to drag race today. I want to see how the XRA performs in comparison to an 11 kilowatt Razor while the XRA is still stock. I did speak with Burromax this morning, and I know that they're coming out with quite a few aftermarket upgrades for this thing, but I just want to see how it rides before we turn it up with the new motor, controller, and battery setup.
How much did you give her? 10 bucks?
The only reason why I was willing to help her is she was even asking us to go to Aldi and see if we can just get her something for her kid. So I'm like, you know what? This might seem legit. If it can help somebody out,
yeah,
why not?
I'm all for that.
I forgot how fast these things are. Completely stock. So first thing I noticed hopping on this thing is the riding precision is completely different from all the other bikes that we've been testing recently. Obviously we've been riding a lot of electric dirt bikes, so this is configured very differently. The handlebar is so wide. I think the stock handlebars might be even wider than my Sur-On Ultra B. And the rider stance is very lean forward. And obviously it's a drag race bike.
How fast does that go again?
So this bike is completely stock. I believe it's around 60 miles per hour. With the stock tune. This is running on a Voltal EM100 controller, 72 volt, 20 amp hour battery with a 100 line amp continuous output.
This has the controller and the battery, right?
This has the controller and the battery, yeah. Controller up top. It's got these air vents up front to let some air in. The vents out back, obviously for the air to come out. It's designed to cool the controller. And then the battery's contained down here. The bike looks completely different from all the other bikes that we've been testing recently, like the Yasmas, Voltinzus, ETM RTR. And it seems like there's so many manufacturers coming out with electric dirt bikes this year. A lot of the frames are almost copy and paste.
Yeah.
The Burromax bikes stick out because they look completely different. You know, they're using all aluminum TIG welded frame. This has some sort of clear coat to protect it. But the build quality and just overall craftsmanship is very different from what you see like on a $1,500 Yasma or a Hay bike.
I remember being in the factory and them showing us around and showing us piece by piece the main frame, like the axle frame and then the swing arm, and I think they have 2 variants of the swing arm.
Yes, this is the XRA, so it's got the extended swing arm. It's almost 4 inches longer than the original TT 1600 or whatever. This is a drag bike, so it's got a really long wheelbase. Front to rear axle is 45 inches. So it's almost 4 inches longer than my Yasma IN10. Let me pull it up side by side to your RSF650. So both of these bikes have a 10-inch wheel set. This has slightly bigger tires. These are 10 by 3.5, and then the RSFs come with 10 by 3. Axle to axle, right? Now go to the back.
Yeah, this axle is further back.
Yeah, see, the Burromax is so much longer. It's almost like it came with the extended swing arm from the factory.
Okay.
So you know I've got some modified Razors at home.
Yep.
I've got my SX500 with the swing arm extension. It's a 3-inch extension, and this bike is just a little bit longer than that.
The one I rode on my group ride with the more knobby tires?
No, that would be their HRH.
They have so many models.
Right,
It's
right.
hard to keep track.
So this is the drag bike. The HRH, the way you're seated is completely different. It's very comfortable for daily riding because the handlebars, you're seated more upright rather than lean forward.
Yeah.
It's not so aggressive like you're racing, like on this one. So you can see the handlebar mounts are shifted forward,
Yeah.
and the handlebar is really wide. It's meant for you to lean forward and be really stable at high speeds. Those HR series bikes are a lot more comfortable for daily use. This is their race bike.
Okay.
You want to do a drag run?
Let's do it.
All right, let's see how it goes. You want me to honk?
Yeah. Oh, you have a horn on that thing?
The Burromaxes all come with a headlight and a tail light and a horn.
Oh, he's harder off the line.
Okay, I'm pretty sure I won by a long shot on that one, but I didn't get to test out the top speed. Unfortunately, I don't have a phone mount today, so I'm just gonna throw the phone in my pocket for this next run. All right, let's take a look at your settings because I completely smoked you on that one.
I tuned up the top speed. I'm just not used to takeoffs like that.
That's all right. I mean, this is it's not like you're drag racing every day.
No, I'm not.
Neither do I.
I've done this a few times.
So it's a 240 phase amps. Speed is already maxed.
To 60.
60 miles per hour, set to max battery amps right here. Okay, so you're already capped at 11 kilowatts. Oh, so your bike's already set up to the max.
Oh shit.
You want to switch real quick? Just to make sure it's not rider weight?
Yeah.
So my bike's already on mode 3, you don't have to do anything. Just to eliminate any other variances, we're gonna switch bikes and just make sure it has nothing to do with rider weight. I can see that you're at 81 volts right now. My bike's at about 80 volts.
Whoa.
As you see, this bike is not slow at all. I'm going 59 right now. It's a pretty quick bike. I think Elmer might not just be used to launching from a dig in like a drag racing situation.
I think it's safe to say I could lose a few pounds.
No, the bike's quick.
Oh my God, yeah. I was not expecting the front wheel to come off like that.
I was telling you, I was kind of rolling into it when we were going earlier. You want to do a roll race? You might be a little bit more comfortable.
A roll race, what is that exactly?
A roll race is like we can go 5 miles an hour. You go 1, 2, 3, and then you twist it, just so the front end doesn't lift as aggressively.
Yeah, we can try that.
I think the bikes are pretty close as far as overall speed, but it might just be a comfort level with how hard you twist it from a dig. I mean, that's how it is with drag racing anyway.
Yeah.
You know, reaction time and how fast you can aggressively twist the throttle, lean forward, and commit to it.
There was like a weird irrational fear in the back of my mind where if I do it too hard or not hard enough or whatever it is, the front wheel will come up and I loop out.
Maybe if you're riding my 25 kilowatt Yasma.
Yeah. But this,
Have no fear.
yeah. If only you had the drag bar
Yeah.
to hold me down.
I bought a couple accessories for this bike, such as the drag bar, different sprocket set, and just an overall power upgrade. But like I said earlier, I just want to see how it performs right out of the box. So whoever's watching this has a realistic idea of what they're going to end up receiving if they order this bike online.
Okay. How much is this bike, since it has relatively the same power, but this is way more comfortable?
So that bike is $34.99, at least on Burromax's website. I don't know what the price is if you get it through Voltron Watts or the Watch Shop. You might be able to save yourself a couple bucks by using the same discount code there. So if you're interested in building one of these bikes completely from scratch, like with a different powertrain setup, you could actually buy the XRA as a roller frame with no battery, no controller, no motor. You can just buy whatever motor you want, whatever battery, and whatever controller, and set it up the way you want to.
I'm hearing cop cars, and I think I saw like a fire department on his license plate.
Oh, I mean, I'm not concerned. All right, so you asked how much that bike is. How much is this bike?
Shit.
Because this battery looks expensive.
It's a 72-volt powerful lithium battery. Last I checked with this setup, it's a high $2,000, low $3,000.
For the powertrain?
Just for the battery.
Oh my.
The motor and controller is from the
Electro & Co.
Extreme 11 kilowatt kit, if I remember correctly.
It's around $1,100.
Probably, yeah, at the time when I bought it.
This bike also comes with cable brakes,
Yeah.
from what I recall. And then you upgraded to some Zoom brakes with 160 millimeter rotors on there. So this bike is easily what? Like close to $4,000, including the cost of the bike?
Yeah, and then I got some custom work done with the seat. I'm sure there's some small nick
Plus, how much time have you spent on this?
all together, like between waiting on the battery, waiting on parts to come in, the custom seat, like just everything, 5 or 6 months.
Oof. And I got mine in a week after ordering it.
But again, this was like a personal love project. I've always
Right,
wanted to
dude.
build one, so.
Don't get me wrong, I have Razor builds,
Yeah.
but they certainly take a lot of time and research to do it correctly. And if you don't want to go through all that, waiting for parts and figuring out what's compatible with what, you could just buy something like this for $3,500 and get to riding next week. And it also comes with 180 millimeter disc brake rotors, front and rear, extended swing arm already from the factory, and it's set up for an adult rider to sit on it comfortably right off the bat.
Meanwhile, you can get a stock RSF from Walmart, and it's meant for kids.
Granted, you could find a used Razor that's not running on Facebook Marketplace, kind of like how I did,
Or at the junkyard.
or at the junkyard, less than 150 bucks,
Yeah,
not
I see them
running.
all the time.
Keep it as a bare frame and then just buy a 72 volt powertrain and build it yourself. But if you don't have the knowledge or patience to do all that, this is certainly a different option that you can go with.
There's a belt kit I can install on that, right? To kind of fix it and make it quieter.
Dude,
Am I losing?
you lost your bolt
Again?
for your front sprocket.
Oh my God.
All right, we can't do any more drag races for today.
Now we can do one more. I want to do the one for the Instagram. Either I get another one, or I might need to get a belt, because you said there's a belt drive.
I actually just got a belt drive kit for my Anyland Rev Pro,
Oh, okay.
which I don't know if that's out for the market yet, but it definitely quiets down the powertrain a lot.
This is loud as hell.
Yeah, well, that's because with the chain setup, it makes a lot of whining and howling, and it's not just making your bike quiet, but it also gets rid of this whole freewheel setup. I believe he has an adapter that threads into your stock Razor wheels that completely gets rid of the freewheel setup, so you can actually set up regen.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you notice, as soon as you let go of the throttle,
It just kind of coasts.
exactly, and then as soon as you hop back on the throttle, it makes a clunking noise.
Yeah, it grabs it.
It does this.
Yeah.
So like on this bike, for example, the sprocket is bolted directly onto the wheel. There's no freewheel or anything. So it's set up kind of like a traditional motorcycle.
It just,
You see, there's no clunking.
yeah.
That's pretty much how I do my Razor builds anyway. I just put pit bike wheels on and delete the freewheel altogether.
So if I get that kit, could you help me install it?
Yeah, I can hook you up. Oh, you know what? I completely forgot to check what the top speed was.
You do that. I'm gonna.
Oh, so it's 60 miles per hour.
Okay.
Yeah, and just for perspective, I'm 165 pounds, so obviously if you put a much lighter rider on this, it could probably go a little faster. Well, before we do another run, kind of want to warm up my rear tire so I can get a proper launch.
How you do that? Show me how you do that.
Well, first I'm going to disconnect the front brake sensor.
thing is very fast, completely stock. I completely forgot that you meant to the light.
You want to do it again?
Yeah, let's do it again. Suspension wise though, this thing's actually pretty comfortable. Now the suspension looks pretty similar to what I've seen on some of the electric pit bikes that have been coming out this year, but the fork tubes seem noticeably shorter. It also seems like it's slightly higher sprung versus the hay bike villain. So it really does seem like they set this up for drag racing. Now next time that you see this bike, I'll probably have their whole drag bar setup installed, the drag link, and I'll probably even lower the front end a little bit more. So it's gonna look completely different from how it does now. It's also gonna ride completely different with no rear suspension.
All right.
I almost forgot. I actually won. I forgot again, but then I won, so don't matter. Okay, so obviously the XRA is a lot faster.
Yeah.
All right, you want to get some brunch? I'm starving.
Oh yeah.
Man, I'm really liking how this thing rides right out of the box. I thought it would be a lot more uncomfortable than it is, but I think I can actually daily drive this thing with the stock handlebar. So just right there, if we were roll racing from 25, it'd be pretty much dead even.
Neck and neck race.
Right. But then again, this company only rates this 10.5 kilowatts peak.
Right.
And that's supposed to be 11. So that is one thing I really like about Burromax is they don't really oversell their products. Like when they say that their bike goes 60 miles per hour, it doesn't go 56, it doesn't go 58, it actually goes 60 miles per hour. And their claimed range is like 30 plus miles per charge, which is less than half of what other manufacturers say that have 20 amp hour batteries. Burromax really does not fluff up their specs.